Okay, so driving is probably one of the biggest stressors we have. Um, I'm not in a car for this, but I can still kind of show you the main principles. So, first of all, you want to set up the steering wheel so that it is as close to you as you can get it. The way that you're going to do this is actually use the recline function in the chair a little bit so that you're actually leaning back. Your butt is still to the back of it, but you're leaning back along the chair. Okay? From there, you want to use the pull, whether it's mechanical or electric, that pull forward function. Get that steering wheel right up in you, and you can use the steering wheel adjust if you have it to telescope it out towards you. It's going to feel weird, but is it weird or does it make you hurt? Because once again, then you'll be faced with that decision. Do something that feels weird versus do something that actually hurts. And when you get close to the wheel, that will keep you from reaching out like this. And when people have to reach out, that's what gets you driving, because it's that combination of sitting where it's not the greatest position and then reaching out like this. So we've got the seat back a little bit, and then if there's a headrest that can keep you in somewhat of a neutral position, use the headrest. If the headrest pushes you way far forward, some cars allow you to actually take them out and turn them around. You can do that so that you're more neutral. If it's too far back, where if you lean back, you're really extending, then you're better off just kind of floating your head. It doesn't have to be, perfectly supported. You don't want it fully back, but it is better if you can put support behind it and use the actual headrest to take load off. If the headrest is a total mess in your car, because it's very frustrating how they design these things, just sit with like a mostly neutral neck, okay? And with the recline function, we don't need to be way, way, way back where then we have to pick up our head. We just want a soft recline, and we will probably, you and I, go through this together to make sure that it works for you and that we have it right. Then you're gonna roll that seat up so that your legs are under it and the steering wheel is close to you. Part number 2, extremely important, is we don't want to drive like the 10 and 2 that a lot of us were taught, because again, arms go out to the side, loaded position. So we actually want our hands underneath the steering wheel like this. The more we get our palms up, the more your external rotators turn on and the more the traps turn off. So we want to actually drive like this. If you have to make turns, try to make turns like this rather than coming up way over the wheel. If it's like one turn on your entire drive, no big deal. But if you're doing a lot of steering as you drive, try to do it all in this little range right here. And it'll keep you from getting into that lift position. The other thing that really gets people is that we always want to rest our elbows on the console and on the door. Even though they're supported, these traps will still kick on and you'll end up getting tension through there. So we just want to keep the elbows down. Now, one trick you can use, depending on how the car sits, if you can get a towel between your forearm and the door, that can work really well, because you can still keep your elbow right here and keep it supported. Or you can put a towel on your thigh, same thing over here, and rest your forearms out in front of you versus out to the side. And then you're just right here, relaxed on those towels, like a rolled up towel, palms up, neck's in a good position. You're not jutted out here. Steering wheel's nice and close, and you can drive very comfortably in this position. The last thing is seat height. So the problem with car seats, and we talk about this in the lumbar videos, is how car seats are mostly built bucket style. So you end up with your hips way below your knees, and you end up in this kind of slump position. And like we talked about in the other videos, when your low back is slumped, your mid back is slumped, it ends up putting you into this head forward posture with your neck. So if you can get the seat up at all and like tilt it forward, some actually allow to do that so that you're a little bit more here than not so much here, that's better off. And then they make these magical things called tush cushions, which is kind of like a wedge. It's like a triangular wedge shaped cushion that I can show you if you want in the clinic. That is great for cars. They are kind of expensive. They're like $55 on Amazon, but they lift your butt up about 2 inches, and then it brings your hips higher than your knees, and that just sets everything else up above it for more success. The more you are down in this bucket position, the harder it is to get everything else right. If you don't want to buy the tush push, you can try just using a pillow or a rolled up pillow to put below your butt bones. You just don't want it to go also all the way out to the back of your thighs, because then everything will lift, as opposed to you want the knees to kind of stay down and just get the butt up.